Domenico in the Room podcast with a very special guest. I have Dan, only Dan's Walsh, coming on the show to talk about his next fighting opportunity taking place at Cage Titans 50, November 6th. Dan, always a pleasure, man, to catch up to you and find out that you got another fight coming, man. So how you doing? How you feeling about it?
Good, man. Feeling good. Yeah, every time I talk to you, it's either a good time's about to happen or a good time just happened. So it's always a pleasure.
Excellent. Well, I feel great being on that kind of role of yours, man, and this MMA journey that just started in when July, where you had your first amateur fight, and you came away with a spectacular finish and a great fight between both of you and your opponent, man. What's been going on since then? And now you got another fight. So how's things been going since that day?
Good, man. Took a couple weeks off after the fight, spent time with friends and family. Yeah, it was good taking a break for once, but then got back to it. Was working, training a lot, and I wasn't expecting to fight in November. I was trying to push till after January, after my school semester ends, but the opportunity presented itself. It was a good time, good date, everything we wanted, so it just worked out.
Excellent. Well, it looks like the amateurs have their own card this time. It looks like it's going to be a day-night event on November 6th. I would imagine it's going to start early. Do you have any of that information when that amateur card will start and anything about that?
Yeah, man. So I think the last information I was given, amateur card starts at noon. Fights are going to go to about 4 or so. Then they're going to kick everybody out of the building, clean up, get ready for the pro show later in the night. But yeah, amateur card starts at noon. And I think ends around 4, depending how late fights go.
Awesome. Well, depending on how your fight comes out, I mean, it can be a great celebration going to watch some of your training partners actually fighting on the pro card, man. So, how you feel about getting back in there? They did. They didn't announce your opponent, but we're going to announce it on this interview. But as far as
Sure.
getting back in there, man, how excited are you getting back in there after such a spectacular fight the first time?
No, it's fun. Plymouth Memorial Hall is a great place to fight. We were looking pretty much every promotion trying to find a fight, and this one popped up, so might as well take it. I'm glad we can get back to Plymouth, got a good fight in, and yeah, I'm excited. More craziness, I'm sure, is going to ensue, but yeah, Plymouth's a cool spot to fight.
Excellent. Well, we just saw you posting a couple of things on social media about shirts you got there. Great nickname, by the way.
Yeah,
That was going to be one of my questions because usually, the first or second fight, you don't have a nickname. It's like,
yeah,
down the line, the coach will just yell one out to you as you're walking out to the cage sometimes. I know that comes out of camps. But you got your own nickname, man. Things are working out for you, brother. You got shirts for sale. You got tickets going on. You got,
yeah.
sponsorships, opportunities. It looks like, man, you're taking off from where you left off back in July, man. How excited is all this to be able to promote yourself and, get the eyes getting focused on you again?
Yeah, man. I mean, just trying to take advantage of all the opportunities available to me. Still an amateur, but I don't think that means that I can't get sponsorships, can't sell shirts. So take what I got and kind of run with it, see where it leads us. But yeah, that's where we're at. And nicknames of Joe Lozon creation. So yeah, for my first fight at the weigh-ins, they were asking my nickname, and I was like, I don't have one. Then Joe's peeping up behind me and says only Dan, so it kind of stuck. But yeah, that's the shirt we're rocking with for the next fight. Just kind of a change of the logo. But yeah, we'll take it and run with it.
Excellent, man. There are a bunch of other things. You're getting fans involved with signs that I mean, you guys had a you have a big fan base, and I'm sure it's even bigger now. You blew the roof off that show. You were the first MMA fight of the night, I do believe, and it was like you making your debut and your opponent Jake making a debut,
Yeah,
and you blew the roof off that place. And then the fight itself just magnified, the energy that crowd was going for. So, dude, you're back at it now on the 6th, man, and you're going against a kid that's been in there before. He's had some time off, but the 2 fights he's had in there, man, he's got 2 finishes, and one is against a real game opponent who is now, I think, 4 fights deep into his pro career, and
yeah,
Kenny Champion there. You're taking on Marcel Romero from,
yep.
I want to say he's from the Springfield area. I think he still trains with Team Lincoln Ludlow, maybe. I'm not sure. But, dude, how did this matchup come about? The man hasn't fought in about 5 years, but when he was taking people out.
Yeah, so I don't know what caused his layoff, why he took the layoff, the whole thing, but how the matchup came about is I was just sitting at the gym, got a text from Joe, Marcelo Romero, November 6th, 145, and I said yes, yes, and yes. So here we are. I don't know why he took off the layoff. He's a tough kid, athletic kid, but I'm athletic, I'm tough too, so it's gonna be a fun fight.
Yeah, I mean, the kid could have, a lot of things going on. Could have had a
Yeah,
family, could have, got a job, great job, doing his career. Could have been, late going to school like you and fitting things in. But, anyway, it's a great opponent for you to come in, a dude that hasn't fought in a while. He's looking to get back in the win column, and you're looking to get that second win. And a second win against a guy that's 2-0. That's
yeah.
that's that's big to do for you, man. How excited are you to go against someone that has more experience than your last opponent?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I think it's a great opportunity to kind of prove what I have to offer. I like tough fights. I want to get in there and get a tough fight. Jake was a tough opponent too. I know a lot of people were turning him down before we took that fight. So yeah, I just want to keep taking tough fights, see what happens of it, and just keep proving who I am and the athletic background, the toughness that I know I have. So yeah, I'm excited for this fight. Again, tough kid, athletic kid, and we're gonna go in there and throw down. I know he fights. You watch his fight footage, he fights.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a fun night.
Yeah, and that's one thing about it. Early in his career, a savage last fight I saw. I mean, he dug deep. He was in trouble a couple of times in that fight, and then I think he just the athleticism and his gas tank. And man, he's not afraid to throw down, and
No,
even the field there if he feels like he's losing a little bit. And he came back in that last fight, and he finished Kenny in the third round, dude. Man, this is a hell of a firefight because he comes at you with hands, and he can grapple a little bit too, man. So it's a totally different fight compared to Jake. Jake mostly wrestling, but he did come in there firing at you, but. It looks like
yeah.
this kid might be a little more, comfortable on his feet there, man. What are you thinking about that aspect and getting into another possible firefight and crowd fucking roaring energy in there, man?
That's the plan. You're gonna see a lot of dumb signs, a lot of people shaking him about. But yeah, I mean, that first fight we thought Jake was gonna come take me down pretty much immediately. He didn't. He stood there for a firefight. So while they're stylistically perhaps a bit different, I don't think this fight's gonna look much different at all. I think it's going to be another firefight standing for majority of the fight. If it goes down to the ground, it goes down to the ground. But I think a lot of it's going to be with the feet standing up. And I think again, it's going to be another firefight. A lot of punches back and forth, and we'll see what happens. But it's going to be a good one. Another firefight.
Nice. Well, we know you've learned a lot since that last fight. And talk a little bit about that. I mean, you had your first training camp leading up to that fight. Now this is your second one. You kind of felt that first go around. Has anything changed in this? Have you changed anything up in the training to adapt to that last fight, or is it just keep the same thing going? What ain't broke, don't fix, and just keep grinding.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Last fight went really well. The whole process went really well. Felt very good all throughout training camp. Weight fell off exactly how we needed to. So we're just trying to get that back again. Make some minor improvements on techniques, make some minor improvements on game plans, specifically catered for this fight. But process-wise, it's very, very similar to last fight camp.
Excellent. Well, your fight, according to right now, hasn't been, you are announcing that you have a fight, but it hasn't been
Yeah.
announced as far as opponents. And that's creeping up now. We're 4 weeks out from this card. A lot of fights are starting getting announced now, man. A lot of your training partners are making, we know Marty Navis is going to be fighting for the welterweight title. Great fight
Yep.
there. But you have other fighters like Connor Matthews who are making, social media posts that they got things rolling, and I'm sure there's other people coming out of the camp too. How excited is that? You've been kind of on the receiving end and had to get these guys ready for fights. Now you're part of that. You're getting ready at the same time. How much does that excite you and elevate your game to be able to just grind with them at the same pace and just try to keep up to some of these guys have been in there for, so many more times than you.
Yeah, no, I mean that's what was nice about the July 10th card is we had a lot of people ramping up for fights for that card. It's a cool atmosphere. Everybody's picking up the intensity. Everybody's pushing each other, motivating each other. And again, we're probably like 4 or 5 weeks out at this point, but we're still getting that atmosphere. We're still ramping up. We're still getting each other hyped up. So it's cool. It feels like a team sport. It feels like when I was in wrestling, where you have your individual matches, but you're ramping up as a team, and it's cool. I'm excited. I think we're gonna do collectively very well. I think individually we're all gonna have really good performances on November 6th. So I'm looking forward to it. It feels again like a team atmosphere, like we're all getting each other ready. So it's cool.
Excellent. Well, 4 weeks out, bro. Your fight was just basically you just announced it. Training camp. I mean, nonstop, I would imagine, but the grind started or starting maybe, started today or whatever. When does that grind really start for, for this training camp?
Yeah, I mean, I started cutting my calories late last week, early this week, so it's kind of kicking in a full gear right now. A little miserable, but it's what it takes. So we got in there.
Excellent, man. Well, you mentioned school and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You pick up any new fans from school? What's going on with that? I mean, yeah. I mean, you don't look like a fighter, Dan. I mean, when you stand next to it, yeah, it can be. But when you're in, you just look like an ordinary kid. At stuff. Is that excitement to get, to be able to, you're in school. I mean, new fans and then just to be able to talk about fighting and get people interested in it.
Yeah, so from my last school, I was at Stonehill College before I transferred to my new college. I have a bunch of my friends from Stonehill coming. At my new school, Mass College of Pharmacy, no one really knows I fight. I'm kind of just like hiding in the whatever. But yeah, no one really knows from my new school, so it's kind of funny. Like I'm doing my thing. They're all complaining about homework and stuff, and I'm doing that. I'm also training. So, but yeah, kind of a dark horse at Mass College of Pharmacy. But I know I'm gonna have a bunch of Stonehill kids making a trip out, so it's gonna be cool seeing all my old school friends.
Well, dude, it's 4 weeks until then. You're going to be posting a massive amount of stuff off. Cage Titans always, on social media covers you guys and girls in there about your fights like extensively. I mean, so if they don't know you at that new college, they're gonna to because there's gonna. I mean, you might wear a couple of like limited blemishes before that fight and after, so they're gonna find out exactly what you do, and you're gonna get so many more fans. Because, dude, you're a great kid. You're producing there, and man, you're kind of a magnet for eyes to watch you do this, man. So last thing, bro, social media, any thank yous you want to say, sponsors if you have them, and how you got the shirts, we got everything, tickets coming out, throw it all out there, man, and I'll let you get ready and get going on this grind of yours.
Thank you. Yeah, Instagram at Dan Walsh MMA. On Instagram, Facebook, Dan Walsh. I have a post that I just put up recently on both of those highlighting my ticket sales, my T-shirt sales. Ticket sales again. Venue opens at noon. Fights are started at noon. They're cheaper tickets than they normally are just because it's the day show, not the afternoon show. So if you're looking to watch the fights, but sometimes they're a little more expensive. Or if you want to get better seats than you normally do, that's an option. T-shirts, we're going the Only Dan shirts, which is the OnlyFans logo, just with the D replaced with the F. So those are nuts. We're confirmed with a couple sponsors. Should have those settled by the end of this week. And once we get that settled, we'll promote them on social media. But yeah, it's pretty much what we got. If you want a T-shirt, pick those up. Order forms in the link in my bio. Ticket order forms in the link in my bio on both Facebook and Instagram. So yeah, check those out. Excited, ramping up for this fight. I'm just happy that I can do it again. So.
Excellent, my man. Well, watching you in the back room after that win, man, it makes it all special for me to be able to get back there and just to pick your brain on the experience and how you felt in there, man. I hope to see you again in that back room on the 6th, brother, man. It's always a pleasure talking to you. You're a great kid, like I said, and definitely a future prospect in MMA, jiu-jitsu, and whatever you want to get your hands in on the martial arts, brother, because, man, you're really doing it, and congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, hopefully less happy tears, just more happy thoughts, less happy tears, but we'll get there.
Excellent, my man. Well, Dan, only Dan's Walsh fighting November 6th, dude. I'm definitely getting one of those shirts because that's a spectacular shirt. That might be my fight night shirt that night. I don't know yet. But it's definitely in the runnings right now for that one. But
thank you.
Hey, Dan, man, all the power to you, brother, and I'll see you in 4 weeks, man. Watching you get and do that work in there.
Yeah, man, get that back room ready for me.